It was supposed to be just another late evening in London. A drizzle painting the city streets with shimmering reflections, the air still thick with the hum of traffic. Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe had just wrapped another exhausting day of filming, their faces carrying the weight of long hours, bright lights, and endless dialogue. Fans who caught glimpses earlier that day described them as polite but visibly tired, their energy stretched thin by the demands of their schedules. They left the set together, sliding into a sleek black car. For a moment, the world seemed quiet, the kind of calm you get before a sudden storm. And then, it happened. The screech of tires shattered the silence. A hard skid, a sickening crash as metal slammed into the cold, unyielding concrete of a roadside barrier. The impact was violent enough to draw residents from their flats, their windows glowing against the rainy night. Sirens wailed almost immediately, blue and red lights slicing through the darkness. Witnesses saw Sam gripping his left arm, his face twisted in pain. Caitríona clutched her abdomen, her expression pale and shaken, a cut bleeding just above her brow. Both were rushed to the hospital within minutes. And then, the news broke, not through an official statement, but through the unfiltered world of social media. A bystander's tweet began to spread like wildfire. Just saw Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe taken away in an ambulance after a crash. This can't be happening. The Outlander fandom erupted in worry. Speculation ran rampant. Were they okay? Was this just minor, or something far worse? It wasn't long before another voice emerged, and it wasn't a publicist or co-star. It was a mother, not by blood, but by the closeness of years, someone who had watched over them with genuine care. Her words, though private at first, would soon make their way into the public sphere. They've been pushing themselves too hard. The accident, it's not just bad luck. It's the result of months of exhaustion. If they keep going like this, their bodies won't hold up. The weight of those words lingered in the air like an unspoken truth. Friends close to the stars revealed troubling details. Caitríona's quiet follow-up visit to the hospital just days later. Sam's restless nights of broken sleep. The weight loss neither of them could hide. And yet, they kept moving, attending commitments, smiling for cameras, shaking hands, as if nothing had happened. But behind the polished smiles, something else was happening. Something the fans couldn't see, and that the media was desperate to uncover. And then came the whisper. One that would set the stage for the next chapter. Their condition might be far worse than anyone had been told. Front pages and push alerts ignite phones across time zones. Outlander icons in post-crash health scare. Exclusive. A mother's warning, they're running on fumes. Are Sam Caitríona back to work too soon? Talk shows comb through every angle. Analysts count the days since the crash, tally appearances, compare beaming red carpet photos to recent shots where fatigue settles beneath the eyes. The story grows a new head by the hour. Fans take the wheel. Montage. Fan videos, stitched edits, supportive comments flooding timelines. Narrator. Then came the tidal wave that only a fandom can create. Hashtags surge. Hashtag pray for Sam and Kate. Hashtag Outlander family. Hashtag rest first come back stronger. A fan from Glasgow records a midnight message. We love the work, but we love you more. Please rest. A Texas nurse stitches a thread explaining concussion protocols, pleading with producers to pause shooting. A Dublin fan club drafts a petition. 2 weeks of grace. No cameras, no questions. By noon, tens of thousands have signed. The insider who breaks the quiet. Cut to a black bar, anonymous source, Slate. Narrator. When official voices stay quiet, the unofficial ones get louder. An insider, name withheld, speaks to a respected arts weekly. The bullet points land like pebbles in a still pond. Minor physical injuries, yes, but ongoing exhaustion is the real red flag. Sam is in physiotherapy for a strained left shoulder. Caitríona is being monitored for a mild concussion. Headaches linger, focus drifts at odd hours. Neither has returned to baseline energy, Both are pushing. The article doesn't accuse. It doesn't dramatize. It just lands. And once it does, the conversation shifts from rumor to responsibility. Contracts, calendars, and the cost of stopping. Visual. Production calendars, circled dates, flight itineraries, call sheets. Narrator. Behind every performance is a machine, tickets sold, sets built, schedules stitched together like lace. Stopping that machine is never simple. Producers juggle contingency plans. PR teams draft statements and erase them. Legal combs the fine print. Force majeure, medical clauses, media obligations already inked. One executive, off the record, sighs into a phone. If we pause, we bleed cash. If we don't, we bleed trust. A second sight, the clinic door. Long lens photos. A discreet private clinic, gray sky, a quiet curb. Late afternoon, a hood pulled low, a hand shielding a face. No entourage, no smiles. Just two figures moving with the delicate caution of people who ache. Sam pauses to adjust his sleeve. A therapist's elastic band peeks from beneath the cuff. Caitríona reaches the car first, breathes, places a palm against the window frame like it's the only steady thing in the world. Cameras click, no answers arrive. The mother speaks again, softly. Voe over a blurred phone screen, name withheld. This isn't about blame, she says, voice steadier now. It's about limits. The body has them. The heart has them. I love their drive, but I love their lives more. The quote doesn't hit a tabloid. It drifts through group chats, fan servers, private circles, and feels truer there. Official words, unofficial meanings. Evening falls, finally bringing the posts everyone has waited for. Sam. A simple note on a plain background. Thank you for the kindness. We're following doctor's advice, taking a pause, and focusing on recovery. We'll be back when we're ready. Caitríona, a sea glass sunset, captioned. Sometimes you must choose breath over noise. No dates, no details, just a turning of the volume knob from everything to enough. Analysis fills the silence. Roundtable clips, health journalist, stunt coordinator, former showrunner. The health journalist explains concussions, how they linger, how rest isn't optional. The stunt coordinator nods toward shoulders. You can fake the camera. You can't fake the tendon. The showrunner shares the oldest production secret. A rested actor shoots faster than a heroic one. Somewhere between the facts and the empathy, the heat comes down a degree. A pause that feels like a choice. Calendar pages flip. A few publicized appearances quietly vanish from listings. The first cancellation is framed as scheduling. The second cites logistics. By the third, no one pretends. A co-producer confirms a short, formal hiatus. 2 weeks, maybe 3. Scripts shuffle. Scenes are reboarded to give their bodies space to catch up to their will. Fans, the same ones who bought tickets, queued in rain, memorized every beat of every interview, cheer for the break they were begging for. What healing looks like, when no one is looking. Quiet montage. A hand around a mug. Physio bands stretching. A phone set face down. A window cracked to let rain air in. Narrator. Healing rarely trends. Mornings slow down. Guided exercises for a shoulder that wants to rush. Timed breaks for a head that can't. Midday naps become prescriptions, not indulgences. Blue light limits replace back-to-back calls. Protein over pastries. Water over adrenaline. A friend drops soup on a doorstep and doesn't ring the bell. Another texts a bad joke at 2 p.m., because 2 p.m. is when the wall hits. It's ordinary. It's unglamorous. It's the best news of the week. The fandom holds the line. Fan art blooms, charity links shared, get well, boards. A fan artist in Manila paints them with laurel leaves, captioned, not warriors today, just human. A New Zealand group donates to a head injury foundation in Caitríona's honor. A Boston meetup funds a physio clinic's community day for uninsured patients, for Sam. This, too, is part of the machine, the gentler one that runs on care. The industry learns, or pretends to. Email screenshot mockups. New wellness protocol, staggered call times, mandatory rest windows. A memo circulates. No night shoots for 2 weeks, stunts pared back, double days banned. Another introduces a wellness coordinator, an idea that should have existed already, now framed as innovation. Some roll eyes, others exhale. A set is a living thing. It learns at the pace of the people who make it. A door cracks open. 10 days later, a photo appears. Not from a paparazzo, but from someone who understands angle and mercy. It's Sam and Caitríona on a quiet walk. No makeup, no slogans. Coffee cups in hand. A laugh halfway to happening. Comments don't argue, they bless. Take your time. We'll be here. One step, then another. Where we leave them, for now. Music softens. Rain gives way to clear light. Narrator. In a world wired to sprint, they chose to pause. A late-night crash forced a reckoning, but a mother's warning turned it into wisdom. Limits honored, breath reclaimed, noise lowered. Will they come roaring back? Probably. They're built of grit and story. Will they do it tomorrow? They don't have to. Not anymore. For now, the only headline that matters is the one you can't print. Healing is happening. Quietly, imperfectly, and right on time. Fade to black. Soft title card. To everyone who chooses breath over noise, this chapter is for you.